It's Grayson, back with another video. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Just click that little button for me. It would just really help me out and mean the world to me if you subscribe to my channel. And then also, if you're not following me over on Instagram, please head over and follow me on Instagram for more fun makeup related content. I had a different look or different video planned for today, and I just wasn't feeling it. When I woke up today, I was like, that's not what I want to film. It's not what I want to do. So I was like, I'm gonna do something else. I've been dying to get into the palette that we're gonna dive into today. So I have everything on except for eyes. I just had this like thing where I was like, I want to do a coral look, like coral, pretty, like summery, maybe with like a little, like maybe like a pop of blue or something like that. Like that's what like I just thought of in my brain, and I felt like getting into this palette would be absolutely perfect. So we are going to get into the Bperfect Carnival 3 palette today. This is the Love Tahiti by Stacey makeup artist. She does amazing stuff, and she has a palette with them. She has a couple palettes with them. So she did the Carnival, and then they had the Carnival XL Pro, which I have that palette and love that palette so much. So when I saw this palette, I was like, ooh, this looks gorgeous. And it came with this beautiful little booklet so you can see her campaign photos, and then this was a whole collection. Unfortunately, I was not able to get I wanted some of the highlighters, but we're trying to afford stuff right now, so I went ahead and just snagged up the palette. But you've got a whole little booklet that talks about the full collection and has all the beautiful campaign photos in there. And the palette was like all boxed and had a protector and all that. I just opened it up. I'm really sorry if you can hear my neighbors stomping, but I tried to wait for it to quiet down, and they just have a toddler up there, and I feel like he's always running around and it's never ending. So I'm sorry if you hear some stomping, because I really can't do anything about it and really need to film. So anyway, we're going to do an eye look with this palette today. She looks like this. Gorgeous. So beautiful. This whole like middle section right here, this business, is just like screaming at me. I'm not big on blues and greens, but I feel like as a makeup artist, I need like every color in my collection, and this is a beautiful, super colorful palette. And we have all sorts of different formulas in here as far as matte, and looks like we have some shimmers. And I don't know what this guy is up here in the top corner, but the formula of it almost looks like some sort of glitter. And you know, I bet you it's in here. Let me get in here. Okay, let your creativity run wild with the third installment into the Carnival family. Innovative and ahead of the game, Carnival 3 Love Tahiti contains 31, okay. 31 super rich and blendable matte shades, 4 duo shift pressed pigments, 3 metallics, and 2 high pigment shimmers. It has an extremely diverse color range with a rich formula and all new shades, so it's perfect for makeup artists and color junkies alike. So it says, I wanted to create a palette that was super rich in color, tone, and textures. Just like a tropical island, you can create such a variety of looks with my Love Tahiti palette. It's got all my favorite shades and was made with Carnival XL Pro in mind so that you can use them both in harmony with each other to create mind-blowing looks that take your makeup to the next level. Stacey Marie. So that's the little insert about the palette. I wish I would have pulled my XL Pro so I could show it in comparison. It's over there on the shelf, but it is also a very colorful palette, but it's one of those palettes that like it has some highlights in it that are like bigger pans, and then it has your typical like eyeshadow shades that are shaped like this size, and it has like a full range of colors. I feel like this one is definitely got more like how she was saying she wanted to do it like an island. This is more like tropical. I swear I'm always just like stumbling over my words. I didn't used to be like this. I think I'm getting old and like my brain, I don't even know. But so that palette is very it has like neutrals and bright colors, but it's very it's very rainbow, but this is like a different kind of rainbow. Like there's more coral and like the fuchsia, and it's not so much like primary colors, I guess would be a good description. Maybe I'll try to throw up a picture of that other palette, because to be quite honest with you, I just don't want to get up. But these, like, there's literally a shade called Coral, and that's like what I want in my life today. We are not going to swatch this entire palette because it is 31 shades, so we're not going to torture ourselves doing that. But I do want to swatch a couple of shades out of here just to show some of the pigmentation. It's really about how stuff performs on the eyes, but we're gonna do a few little swatches. Like, I'm very interested in this Starlight Purple because of the way the formula looks. So it is like, it's like a metallic, but the way that it's formulated is just like nothing I've ever seen before. And it has like a blue shift to it. Beautiful. Like, that swatched beautifully, and there's barely any left on my finger, so that swatched really, really nicely. I think I want to get into this blue down here just because I feel like blues are one of those colors that they're either really good or they're really bad. There was a little bit of kick up on the blue, but the pigmentation is not bad, and I feel like you could build it, so that's nice. It looks like it might stain a little, so I guess we'll find out if my finger gets stained. Let's go into, ooh, this is pretty. It's called Rose Pink, and it's like a pink with a gold shift to it, and I love colors like that. I've seen like other like pink gold shift shades in other places, and that's really, really pretty. Let's go in with this yellow. That's what it's called. So it's like a bright, deeper sort of orangey yellow, very much like sunset summer tropical-y, which is the whole vibe of this palette, which is beautiful shade. You do have to like lightly, I feel like it's kind of loosely packed, so you want to be gentle with it. You don't want to like dig in it too hard. And then let's go ahead and get into a green, which I'm really liking. It's called Reef, and it is very much like a teal sort of green. This formula feels really, really nice. So I feel like that was a little sheer. It's probably buildable. Again, swatches mean nothing. Yeah, so that's a really pretty shade. So those are just some of the shades that like stood out to me that I wanted to kind of like dip into. So I'm going to clean up these swatches, and then I really just want to go into like a pinky coral fantasy vibe. That's what I'm feeling. So we're going to get into our eyes. Okay, so the one shade that's kind of like, they all removed well, but the one that's like lingering, like there's so much sparkle going on, which I don't even think you can see. There you go, a little bit. But that Starlight shade, very sparkly. But I want to go, I'm really just, like I said, I want to do like a coral vibe, so that coral shade is going to be like the star of the show. But I want to start out with a base of that shade Bear right there, which is a cute little, like more muted pink. And I'm going to just go in with a big fluffy brush. This is a Luxie 250 large eye blending brush. It's one of my favorite blending brushes. And we do want like some pigment, but not too much. So I'm really just kind of going in and going very light-handed with the brush. You don't want to like press into your eye. So I'm using that. So like I see a lot of this, like you want to kind of fluff is like the best way I could describe it. Just from people I've seen that have, you know, been like, oh, I need tips and tricks on making my makeup better, which there is, I feel like there's no wrong way to do makeup, but if you're looking for any little tips or anything, I'm always open to that. But I always do, you want to hold with like the tips of your fingers so you're getting more of a range of motion with your wrist. And I always say start light because you want to build up, and then also that's going to help with your blend, so you're not packing in any color too harshly all at once, and then it's kind of like placed and stuck there to where you can't adjust it or move it, because you can always deepen, but it's a lot harder to like remove or change. So I just kind of go in and build to my liking. So it's a lot more pink in person than it is on camera, but it gave me a really good, like that's exactly what I wanted as far as like a base moment, because I want all the colors to kind of mix and blend and transition into each other. So then we are going to go in with, I want like a little bit more of a dense brush. So this is a ColourPop E17. She looks like that. And I'm going to go in with the shade Coral, which is going to be our star today. That is very pigmented. And I'm going to just tap off the excess and then go in with a light hand until I get the idea of the pigment, which it is very pigmented. So I am going to carry into the crease. Doing like this business. And then I am going to go in with a little heavier now, because now I know what level we're on and I want to make it brighter. Small circular motions are your best friend whenever it comes to eyeshadow. And of course this is my patchy eye over here on the left, so I always have to play around with my left eye and kind of tell it who's boss. To me, the way my eye is like hooded a little bit, I always like to do my eyeshadow like way up into my brow. That's just my preference. But I feel like it just, there's more space up here. It gives us more room to show off the color. But I'm obsessed with this Coral shade. It was like literally as soon as I thought of it in my brain, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be in this palette, because I thought of the color scheme of this and was like, yep, that's exactly what I'm looking for today. So I'm gonna go into some orange kind of in the center lid area. So we're going to go into Mango up here in the top, and I'm gonna go in with this little brush. It's kind of like it's got a little bit of fluff to it, but it's kind of like a flat sort of situation, not completely like packing per se, but in that kind of realm. So we're gonna do like this. Oh, and I primed my lids today with my CoverGirl, what is this? Exhibitionist lid paint. I got that little gem idea off of Alley Glines and bought it and have used it like twice now, and I just really like the way that it applies. And I'm kind of fluffing this mango color all through here. I'm not going, as you can tell, I'm not going full pigment bright today. Like I could have put down a white primer and really gone like full-blown pigment, but I kind of just want it to be like light and blown out to give us like a very light essence of the colors, because I feel like especially for like summer and for summery looks, it's just pretty to be more like blended out and subtle, which you can like do this full pigment if that's what you want to do. You can literally go crazy or you can go soft, but I feel like it's giving me summery sunset sherbet vibes, and that's what just what I wanted today. I don't know. I was kind of thinking I maybe wanted to do some blue, but I'm kind of steering away from that. And I'm just taking my fluffy brush, no extra product or anything, and just blending. Let's see. I kind of want to take something a little bit darker and put it on the inner portion of the lower lash, because I kind of mirrored those colors down here in the bottom, but I'm wanting to take maybe some of Sundown and do some of that. I'm thinking for a smaller brush, here we go. This is a Morphe brush that doesn't have a number on it, but I'm just going to take that. Yeah, it's cute, I like it. I'm really liking this. I kind of want to deepen up the outer corner a smidge, so I'm gonna go into Blaze, which is like right next to Coral, and it's kind of a darker orangey red, and I don't want to go super crazy with that color, but like I said, just a little deepening. So we're gonna go right into the outer corner. I'm not gonna go too high with it, and then I'm gonna go back into Coral to blend that out. Just give us a little bit deeper moment there. I feel like you just can't go wrong with colors like this. Like anytime I create a look with these sort of colors, I end up being like so in love with it. I'm taking that Bare shade that we started out with and going all around the edges with that to tie everything together. I feel like I want a little bit more mango. And that's the great thing about starting light, is I didn't overdo it, but then I could say, oh, I want a little more, and add a little bit more. And not totally ruin everything that I worked on, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm really obsessed with that Starlight shade, and the fact that it's a purple that kind of has that sort of like bluish shift. I think that's going to give me the little bit of blue sort of moment along with that purple on the lid of this. I feel like it's going to look really pretty, so we're going to do that. And I didn't wet this, so you could totally wet this and make it crazy town if you wanted. Let's see. Just a little bit of fallout, but ooh, that looks pretty. I feel like I need a little something to put in kind of like the center, so I'm gonna go into a little bit of Blue Moon, which is also kind of a purpley blue shade, but it's a little bit darker. It's like not colors I would normally do, but it's the colors that were speaking to me today. I'm very much like a whatever speaks to me kind of person. That is just such a pretty shade, and I don't even know how to like describe it. And then I'm going to take some of Mango and add that back in right on the outer portion of that right there. Just want to be careful not to get everything like muddy. Because that can happen with those sort of colors mixing together. So you want to be careful of that. And then I'm probably going to take some of Vanilla and use that as our inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to take it on my finger and pop it in there. Very pretty. It almost has like a little bit of a like green shift to it. So like a gold with a little bit of green. Very, very cute. Pretty. Okay, on to the next. So then I'm gonna take, I'm just gonna go on my pinky and pop some of that vanilla shade into the brow bone area. And I think I figured out where, because I was almost going to do some blue in here somewhere, but I feel like it wouldn't have fit like I thought. But I figured out where what I want to do. So I'm going to take my blue Prance gel liner from ColourPop and put that in the waterline. And I think it's really going to give that vibe I'm looking for. See, I feel like that is cute. Giving us that little bit of blue, very like tropically vibes. I'm getting very rainforest. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I wish I was physically right now, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. That would be fantastical. But I'm going to go ahead and do brows and mascara off camera and come back and take a look at the finished look. But I absolutely love the shades of this palette and the vibe that it gives. So let me finish up the base and then we will be right back. Okay, so I finished my face off camera. I did a little bit of brows. I actually tried out my magnetic lashes and that was a magical, weird experience. So we've got some lashes on, which I feel like really set the look off, and I was feeling a nude lip, so I did some Jeffree Star Christmas Cookie. It's one of my favorite nudes. I don't own a lot of lipsticks because I don't wear a lot of them normally, but sometimes I'm in the mood for one, and I was in the mood for it, and I feel like it really pulled this whole look together. I'm obsessed with this purple. I actually also had a phone call with my best friend while I was finishing everything up, and she was like, that purple on your lid is really pretty, and I was like showing her the palette and she thought it looked nice as well. So little outer opinion, but the new Carnival 3 palette, like this whole color scheme is just satisfying as it is, but I like, honestly, that is like great to me. I'm not a big blues and greens person, but you gotta have, I feel like I have to have a full rounded whatever, so it's good that I could get a palette that has a bunch of stuff I love in it and has some of that in there to kind of broaden my shades, because I buy a lot of palettes that are similar, and I've been trying, and I feel like I'm doing better nowadays where like I'm drawn to stuff that's getting me more out of my regular element and getting into more color. So I'm kind of loving the like purpley blue on the sunsetty kind of vibe, so I'm feeling it. And these magnetic lashes are so neat. They just like popped on there. Like I said, I feel like I was gonna just do mascara, but then I was like, lashes would really just pop this look off. So there is the finished Carnival Tahiti, Love Tahiti look. And I love this whole aesthetic of this packaging, very summery, which we're already like getting into the end of summer. For me, like the end of August, like when we get into September, that's like fall for me, which I know some people are like, oh my god, don't do that. But that's how my brain works. I want to enjoy as much of fall as I can, and I feel like we got some rain. It got down into like the 70s, 80s, and I'm in Texas, so I was like, fall, September's on Tuesday, we're here. And ooh, my arm, ew, gross. But anyway, love this look. I wanted to do one more good, like really like summery look before my version of summer ends, and this was the perfect palette to do that with. So I'm really glad I got to get into this. I'm probably going to use this palette a lot for creative looks because of how much color it has in it. It'll really come in handy for more like vampy looks and stuff coming up in October. All these like berry shades and purple shades will be a thing. So this is very much like tropical vibes, but this palette has enough like colors in it to where you can get like into those oranges and browns and get fall vibes. You can get into all that and get all vampy, and like you can go full bright color summer, nighttime, whatever. Like you can really do a lot with this. So even though it's like a summer tropical themed palette, it's very versatile and can be used for much, much more than that. So I like Bperfect's formula. I think their formula is nice and buildable because I like something that I can like put on light and then build up, and that's not overly pigmented all at once. I like, you know, something that is just workable, especially because also I feel like you could be more, even though, you know, this is like geared toward artists, you could be more of a beginner and use these shades and be okay working with them. So all in all, I would say home run. The only thing that was really missing, I think, in this palette for me that I thought about was like a shimmery orange. So like I wanted something like to tie in the orange to the purple, and I wanted like a shimmery orange, and that was something we didn't have. We have sort of like a bronzy shade here, but nothing like shimmery orange, and I feel like that could have really helped this out a lot. Like even if we maybe got rid of one of the pinks and replaced that might have been a little bit better or something along those lines. But that's the only thing that was really missing for me, because this is a beautiful inner corner highlight shade and we pretty much cover everything else. But to me, I was like, I wish I had a shimmery orange in this palette right now. So that's my only note on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this eye look in this video, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.